will, well, yeah, you'll drive right by me. But, yeah, sorry about pushing the radiators on you. I've got scanner with me and my EM32, and I switched from that to one of my mono banders, which I'm on right now. Oh, very good. Yeah, I'm getting ready to pass the college dam now.
Level speed, indicated pass 3 lane northbound, 31 and 1.
Oh, I don't know about seeing me, because I don't live on the highway, on the interstate, but you could definitely talk to each other on direct, on Simplex if you wanted to try that. Yeah, 146490, 146.490. Yeah, KF4ZTO, this is KF4ZTO, roger, I copy, QS5, 146, please, 490.
5,000, over departure on 45 to you.
That's a roger, I'm standing by on 146,490.
Climbing to 5,000, maintaining 0 on 36, 45.
KF4ZTO, this is KR4JHT.
Apartment complex building, going to be investigation committed to community.
Yeah, KR4JHT, KF4ZTO, go ahead, sir. Yeah, I sent a call out there a couple times. Did you hear anything? I think I was calling, so I have a feeling we might have been stepping on each other. What's your location now? Past 9 mile 33, so I might be too far for Simplex now. So you're headed east on 64? Yeah, roger, and I don't have an external antenna on my vehicle, so I'm talking to you from a signal stick on top of my HT sitting in my cup holder, so I'll probably get a little fuzzy here on the way out. Okay. Okay, QSL. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, I'm just using an HT as well. If you're just using an HT in a vehicle, inside the vehicle, that makes a little bit more sense. I thought you were running a mobile with an external antenna. Okay, no worries. We can stay on this frequency if you want.
Copy.
And
Pigeon wants to handle.
yeah, I'm not sure which radio sounds better, at least to you, or if you can tell any difference. But I've been switching back and forth.
Yeah, no, I haven't really been able to tell a difference in your transmission, or what it sounded like anyway. But I just saw that 496 million on the Mega Millions. That's a whole lot of radios.
Yeah, not just radios, man. It's a whole lot of all kinds of stuff.
Cali 7 on board 3645.
That'd be quite all right with me.
Yep, that would give me my little dream spot. A little elevated peninsula on the Chesapeake Bay with my shack right there overlooking the water. Giant HF antenna on the yard on a tower. Yeah, that'd be beautiful.
Oh yeah, there's all. I don't want to. I mean, I do enjoy playing that game, but it does become a little deflating when you realize that you don't have the funds to pay for all that stuff that you just fantasize about having and everything that you fantasize about setting up and all that good stuff. I digress. I was under the mistaken impression that you were heading up 95, not on 64. So that was my mistake.
Nope, no mistake. Just understand. I'm headed east on 64. I usually get off at 295 and then jump off on that airport drive.
Yeah, right, that, understood. That makes a little bit more sense with the area that you're talking about. All right, let me drop this stang banger back in the holster here. So I'm just walking around holding one radio instead of two.
Yeah, come back with the other radio now that I know which one's with.
Oh yeah, that was not the Baofeng. So this is not the Baofeng. Stand by, I'll switch back to the Baofeng. Hold on one second. Okay, this is the Baofeng. This is the Delta Mike 3-2 Uniform Victor.
Yeah, Roger, I am, now that I'm getting a little further away, I do hear a difference in the audio quality between the Baofeng and the other radio. The other radio is a little clearer. The Baofeng almost has like an overdriven sound, but it's still clear and legible audio, so it's not that big of a difference.
Top 6. Child locked in a vehicle. 415, North Arthur Ashe Boulevard. Top 6. Child locked in a vehicle.
KF4ZTO port 1, I just switched back to the other radio. The other radio is a Motorola XCF2500, so I would hope that the audio is nice and crisp and clear. It's just the right amount of loudness without being overdriven or distorted. And there's a fine line there, and a lot of other factors, of course, are involved. But this radio seems to, I'm using a speaker mic, by the way. This radio seems to work pretty well. The audio is very good, transmit and receive. I do like to run the mic a little hot. Keep those low pressures, and I have been called out for that before.
Yeah, it's really more of a courtesy to the receiving end of your transmission to not have your gain so loud that it's almost damaging, especially when you get external speakers and stuff like that. Like you can really have an impact. There was somebody out here a week or so ago who was overdriven, like the game was way out, and when they came through my radio, it almost sounded like it was going to blow the speaker in my
WXRE.
kind of what you want to avoid, I guess. I always try to keep my audio gain as low as possible, and preferably like midway to just under midway is usually where I would start.
KF4ZTO Horrible for ID. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. And if that DM32 is running a little overdriven, then I can always back the gain down on it.
Good afternoon, Twilight 5150 is with you, level 412.
My Yaesu, because it just kind of was hot from the get-go. And, I just backed the mic away from my mouth a little bit. That helps too. And there's a lot of other factors as well. When you're working through a repeater, the repeater is going to impart whatever, the IF bandwidth, and if it has any processing or any other stuff like that going on that's in the audio line with the repeater, then that's going to impart on the retransmitted signal versus sorry, my radio timed out on me. Versus run at simplex, and I've got a Radio Shack HTX202, which is an old radio, and it does like 5 kilohertz deviation, and it is loud. And I've done some tests where with operators you can see me on a spectrum scope, and it's just like normally your signal on 2 meters FM is 15, 18, 20 kilohertz wide. With the 202, it's 25 kilohertz wide.
Yeah, that's a lot of bandwidth, isn't it? I guess I'm still learning a lot about this stuff. So, like, I guess in your UHF, you have less bandwidth if you run on, and then as you go down in frequency, your bandwidth tends to widen out a bit.
I would say that is not accurate. With the amateur service with FM, it's 5 kilohertz deviation, 4 or 5 kilohertz deviation is the standard anywhere you run FM mode. So on 70 centimeters or higher bands even, you're running regular FM, it's the same deviation, the same bandwidth that is expected. The channel spacing on 2 meters is 20 kilohertz between repeaters, or 15 depending on which portion of the band you're in. And for simplex it's 15 kilohertz spacing, but we use 146.490. That's 30 kilohertz away from 146.52. But you can run that's
Yeah, I think as you're talking about it, I'm listening, trying to remember the study that I did. That makes more sense. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm trying to learn as much about it as I can, take it in everywhere I can get it. Trying to expand my knowledge of how things work, why they are the way they are. It sounds like
I've had my license since 1998. Since I was 10 years old.
I'm out of negative contact on the bird.
Oh, that's awesome. That's about the same age.
American 2270, rated 5,000, runway heading.
born in late 1987, so I got my license when I was 10. When I was a little bit younger than that, I started to take apart all of the electronics around the house, and my dad said, hey, you know, this is cool, but we can't have you taking apart all the clock radios and whatnot around the house. Can't have you pulling the, the head unit stereo out of my truck. So I'm going to introduce you to a guy that I work with who's a ham radio operator, and he only runs old vintage equipment and builds his own equipment. And I think that, you obviously have an interest in this, and you seem to understand the basics of being able to... The basics of being able to, take things apart and put them back together. So I went with my dad to his coworker's house, and his coworker was an old school ham, all homebrew equipment, CW only kind of guy, and he basically showed me, hey, I'm gonna, he got on 20 meters and had a QSO with a guy doing URP, all homebrew equipment, and said, I just had a conversation with a guy in Rome using less power than that 25 watt light bulb above your head, and I was like, oh man, that is really, really cool. Let me get the mic. At that age, I was just beginning to kind of dip my toes into what radio even really was, and then I was given that demonstration, and he said, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an old Radio Shack CD with a mag mount antenna, and a Hammerland HQ180A, which is this massive boat anchor, shortwave receiver, general coverage receiver, and a speaker to go with that HQ180A. And here's how you hook up the speakers, here's how you hook up the power to the radio. Get a piece of wire, hook it to this spot on the back of the radio. Let me get the mic real quick. And take this piece of wire, that's your antenna, and, quote, throw it out the window, unquote. And then he said, and I said, okay, what do I do then? And his response was, figure it out. Yeah, that'll get you started. That'll get you, hooked into that, I guess. The figuring out part, that you've got that kind of mentality for it. I'm right on the fringe of my capabilities as a repeater with this setup. I'll see what I can do now. Okay, roger that. Yeah, like I said, I'm out walking the doggo, so I may or may not be on here when you get there. But I'll be standing by and go back to scan mode. KF4ZTO portable. Yeah, I've got an antenna on order for the work vehicle.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. Want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah.